That's what it all matters. Please.
Oh. So are you having a good day?
Yes, so far.
So far?
Yeah.
Enjoying Pensacon?
I gave up Pensacon a long time ago. No, to be honest, I think this is my first time over here, and I'm having a great time. People are amazing, wonderful, kind, friendly, and I think I'll come here in the future too.
I'm sure I can speak on behalf of everyone here that we would love to have you back to Pensacon.
It'll be an honor and a privilege to come back here and see all of you folks, wonderful people of Pensacon.
Thank you.
I keep saying Pepsi-Cola, but I'll get it right. It's too early.
It is a little early.
For me, at least. You know, I mean, it's almost midday, but...
So, I'm sure we're going to have some questions from the audience here. So, would you like to, should we jump right in?
Sure.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Of all the films and television shows that you've been involved in, do you have a favorite role?
I knew you were going to ask me. And I think I've been so lucky. You're asking me whether I like BMW or Mercedes. For me, work is work. And I'm so lucky to have worked with some wonderful producers, directors, and actors. Since you asked me, one of my favorite works is, I think it's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The reason being, thank you. The reason being because when Tim Burton asked me to do, he said, "Can you dance?" I said, "Only at the parties and the weddings." He said, "Can you sing?" I said, "Yes, out of tune." He said, "Can you sing and dance both?" I said, "I'll try." So that's how it all started. And that's Tim Burton's vision. And he's a great filmmaker. And I'm so lucky to have worked with him 4 times. Yes? Yes, ma'am.
In the back.
Wasn't your most uncomfortable costume that you had to wear?
The one at the moment I'm wearing? The most uncomfortable, Droopy McCall in Star Wars. A, you couldn't see. B, it was so hot. And C, I was too fat. And that was the most, yes, yeah, Droopy McCall. And there are others too, like Planet of the Apes and all that. You know, go to the makeup for like 4.5 hours in a makeup chair, and then work for 10, 12 hours. And by the time you're finished, it's almost 16 hours a day you put in.
Are you here?
My question is actually kind of regarding both of those. Your characters tend to have some really interesting names. What are your favorites? Like Mr. Soggy Bottom, Droopy McCool, or something?
Droopy McCall, Mr. Soggy Bottoms, Mr. Sin.
Yeah, which were your favorites?
All of them. Mr. Sin, Droopy McCall, Soggy Bottoms. I hope I don't, but yes, they are. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. Actually, it's the writers that create, you know. So, I mean, yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Out of all the things that you've been in, whenever you sit back and look at the finished product, have you ever sat there and just looked and went, "Wow, that was me up there. That was me and my friends doing that"? Which picture would you say gave you the most, "Wow, that was me up there" feeling?
all of them. Not only that, I think Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, because Tim asked me how does it feel to see so many of you on the screen. I said weird.
Very cool, thank you.
You know, and he said, what does that do to your ego? I said, my ego has inflated so much now. I'm 4'4", and my ego is 6'4".
Very cool.
Right over here.
Yes.
Yes, I was wondering what it was like working with the cast of Eastbound and Down, especially Danny McBride.
Thank you. I'm adjusting my contacts. Such a wonderful, wonderful, amazing actor, truly talented, funny guy. And to tell you a story, how I got the job, because I was going to go for a vacation in Hawaii. So my agent calls me, he said, you're going to audition. I said, well, I'm going to go to Hawaii. He said, is it vacation or you want to work? I said, both. So I went for an audition, unprepared. I put a camera. So I skipped the whole page of dialogue. The guy started laughing at me. He said, I said to him, why are you laughing at me? He said, you missed the whole page of dialogue. So I said, oh, there's kids here. I said, who F cares? He said, you want to start all over again? I said, I'll do it, F it up again. So he said, what do you want to do? I said, what do you want me to do? So I start cursing backwards and forward. So in the end, I said, what's the name of this show? He said, Eastbound and Down. I said, Eastbound and Down. I'm going to go to Hawaii. So I said, another one bites the dust. Next day, my agent calls, he said, you got the job. So I said, he said, well, they want you to come and audition again because can you do a Mexican accent? I said, well, tell them to hire a Howard coach.
Yeah, you
So
were.
so I wouldn't do it, and I got it, and I thoroughly enjoyed working those guys for 6 weeks in Puerto Rico, and working with Danny McBride and Will Ferrell, funny guys.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great show. Improvised a lot. And Danny is such a giggler. I had to do take after take after take because he's laughing all the time. So there you go.
Well, thank you so much.
Welcome. Yes, ma'am.
What's it like working with J.J. Abrams?
Another truly talented, amazing person. As you know, he's going to be doing Star Wars in his writing at the moment, and that's another producer, director, writer that he's going to revamp Star Wars again like he did with Star Trek. Truly talented, down-to-earth person. Always call everybody sir. And always thanked his crew and his cast members before at the end of the day. So, truly talented, amazing, and a wonderful and a good friend.
Thank you.
Right over here in the back.
Your career is astonishing and spans decades. What have you not had a chance to do yet that you'd like to do?
I want to do a Bond movie. and I want to be a villain. I think I'll give him a good run for the money. Yes.
Would you mind? Please define green screen.
Describe the green screen.
Please describe how.
You see, they can do, you got blue screen, green screen.
Like for instance, how you're able to cut. Like for instance, how you're able to that person in charge?
Yes, you imagine they tell you, you imagine there's a big, it's like a set, they can do whatever you want to. If you're filming behind a green screen or blue screen, they put everything, visual effects afterwards, they do all that. I'll give you an example, because when I was dancing on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, we did a lot of blue and green screen. And it all came together when they put everything together with the visual effect people. So they can make it look like New York, they can make it look like Washington DC, whatever you want, they'll do it. Did I answer your question?
I was gonna say, how exactly does it make, like you make, how does that do like this, right? How exactly did they make you look like multiple?
Okay, no, I'll do individually. I'll do one, then I'll go and do another one, and another one, and they will only work because of the distance you have to keep between this and that, and they'll always tell me, hey, you lock the other Oompa Loompas down. I said, there's nobody, it's only me, dude. So you got to keep the distance, otherwise it wouldn't work. Because they had this camera called Psychop camera, it's like a big black box coming at you. They'll pick up the image, and then they'll pick up another image, and then they computerized all that. But I have to do individually myself. So that's how it was done.
Do you find green screen and blue screen work difficult to do, or?
Well, they're all, unless one is colorblind, I don't see any difference between blue and green screen, but they do. I don't know because I'm not a visual effects guy. So.
Well, do you find doing green screen, blue screen work more challenging, more difficult than doing on a set?
Because you've got to imagine, you imagine the things up there. They tell you, you got to react and do all that. You feel like an idiot, you guy going, yeah, it's only me, and you're doing all these weird things.
Do you find your improv background helps you to do green screen work?
Yeah, to some extent, it does, but then again, they wouldn't normally follow the script, that, and it was only in Eastbound and Down that you can improvise and all that stuff.
Right here?
Do you do any stage work right now?
Not at the moment. I haven't done stage work for it's been too long. And that's where the true talent comes, because you cannot, hey, cut, redo it again. It's alive, it's there. Either you're a success or you make mistakes and all that, but that's where the true talent comes, on the stage.
And right behind him?
Yes, ma'am.
How was it working with Johnny Depp?
I was working with Johnny Depp, a truly talented actor, amazing person, great talent, this guy is amazing, and a wonderful human being. And a good-looking guy, too. I'm not. But there you go, so. Yes.
Do you know if Abrams is writing a role for you for Star Wars?
I don't know. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So one thing is, I've never asked any director, like, hey, you're doing Star Wars, can you put me in the movie? No, because I've never done that. I hope I'll never do in the future either. Yes, sir.
Over the years, you've got to have built some really good audition stories. What are your favorite and most horrible auditions that you've ever been to?
Well, I explained to you, Eastbound and Down. That was one, and you do, when you have a good audition, you don't get it, then you disappointed for a minute, then you go, yeah, there's always tomorrow.
Yeah. What about your favorite ones, like the ones that you were most proud of? I guess maybe that's a bad way to phrase it.
No, there's nothing bad about that. You know, I mean, for me, the good auditions, you know, like I never auditioned for Charlie because Tim asked me, so that was a good thing. I didn't know what I was getting into. And I just said yes, and he said he'll be playing 4 Oompa Loompas. 4 turned out to be 165 individuals. What he wanted was 7 people wearing my mask to work with me. Like, and I said it's not going to work, you know, because you're not going to find in proportion guys to work with me, and then they brought in the kids. I said, this is not going to work. He said, why? I said, you put mask on the kids, they're going to look at their marks, you've got to send them to school. You know, you can only shoot for 4 hours with them. So he turned around to me, he said, so what shall we do? I said, I'll do it myself. He got up and gave me a big. He said, well, since you've thrown a challenge at me, I said, no, I'm going to challenge myself. And he said, let's see if it works. We did the shorts, which I rehearsed. He said, no songs out of the movie, you got to do a different song, which I did. And I did Tom Jones' song, It's Not Unusual to Have Fun with Anyone. I did that, you know, and that worked out good, you know, and that's all. Then, you know, since you're asking about the auditions, that's, you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What was your favorite costume that you wore in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
My favorite one, I thought I liked the guy when Johnny comes to him. This guy is a doctor, and you know, where I was wearing a suit and all that. But then again, they were all good. You know, since you asked me, the favorite one was when I dressed up like a girl, like a lady. I had to learn how to walk on high heels. You know, Tim was going, hey, teach him how to walk like a lady, because I was wearing high heels and I was walking. Yeah. And then I had to learn to walk, you know, when they walk like that. So that was it. Doris was the favorite, yes. That made my day. Doris Day. Yes, the guy in green. I see a lot of greens. You must have a lot of money, dude.
In Star Trek, your character was very close with Scotty.
Yes.
Were you also close with Simon Pegg at all? Did you get to have any off-screen time?
Yes, and I think Simon Pegg, with his Scottish accent, a wonderful guy, funny guy, amazing person again, you know, and introduced me to his missus and the kids. We took some photographs, and another wonderful, wonderful actor, truly talented man.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Do you have any upcoming projects coming?
Yes, I think I might do another Star Trek that they offered me this year. We're going to shoot another 3rd one. So, things are legs.
Right.
That's, you know. And there's another one we're doing, it's called Ballad of Sandeep, which we did a short feature in which I started. Hey, started 28 minutes, and now we're going to do a full-length feature, and so that'll happen. They're putting some packages together, and we'll see what happens. Yes.
any action figures or toys of yourself?
Yes, I do. But you're not getting, no, sorry. Yes, I do, you know, like a bobblehead for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and then you got Kinzer, and then you got Droopy McCall. That's all I can recall.
Do you play with yourself, or?
I think I have the same thing that you are drinking. I don't know what you do. I play myself? Sure, if you want. Sure, why not? No harm done, man. No mistake. Where did you get the machine from? You've been either on something or something like that. You know, I mean, is that what does this do?
It's probably the radiation.
It is. I thought so. Something. You know, maybe you're trying to bust something. You know, maybe you're trying to. I don't know. Are you Buster?
We are Ghostbusters. Yes.
Thank you.
There's no ghost here.
You're just bursting. You're just bursting, and
it makes us feel good.
I'm glad. I'm so happy. I'm happy for you. Honestly, I am. Yeah. Keep doing it. What you're doing, I think you'll do good. Yes. Who? Yeah, Doctor Who. Oh yes, Tom Baker, one of my favorite Doctor Who's, you know, which I did. I think he was an amazing, you know, and to work with him, that was when I started working in this business, that was like, to have a second job to work with Tom Baker was an amazing. Yes, sir.
Do you have any props or costumes that you've kept after production that you're fond of?
No, they don't. The only thing they gave me was a three-piece suit, which they did. But normally, no, Warner Brothers, they're mean. They won't. There's so many of them, you know. And I asked Colleen Atwood. She said, no, and I said, can I keep one of this? She said, no, they're all numbered. They want it back. So to answer your question, no.
Oh.
That's the studios. Greedy people. Yo, no studio guys sitting over here. Ain't gonna work for me anymore. Yes.
What would you say you would be for Halloween?
Myself? No. What would I want to be? You know, I don't know. I dressed up like a clown one time, you know. I dressed up like a mafia boss. What else? I don't know. It's not one of my biggest things, Halloween, but it's a fun. I go as myself most of the time. Yeah.
We have time for just one more question.
Yes, sir.
Going back to green screen and things like that, back in the days in like Never Ending Story, where most of the sets were actually made up and the effects were real and more imaginatively put together, do you feel like green and blue screen has hurt or hindered the creativity?
I think nothing, you know. I think the industry has changed so much for the better. You know, I think what the future is going to be, I think, is going to be all animation and all that. There'll be only voices added to that. And a time will come when all the actors will be out of job, including myself. That's the future. It looks pretty bright, but then again, well, we would be out of work and no, I'm just kidding. There always will be movies, they will always do movies. And they still do wonderful movies. They do.
Want to thank everybody for coming out.
Thank you so much.
Roy, it's an incredible, it's an honor really to...
No, thank you so much. Honor is mine, and it was thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Just hit.
Nope.
Try it again. How about now?
Nope. One more time.
One more.
Nope.
Okay. Just so everybody knows, we don't clear the room between the panels over here. We won't be clearing the room until after the Billy Williams panel, so that we can set up for the wedding that'll be happening at 2 o'clock this afternoon. I do want to thank everybody for coming out. Ernie Hudson will be happening in here in approximately about 15 minutes, and that'll be another half-hour panel. And then 15 minutes after that will be Billy Williams starting at noon, and that'll be a full hour-long panel. And other than that, have a great time. Thank everybody for coming out to Pensacon, and we'll be back in the next minute.